Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mo. Today's video is just going to be basically just a talking video. I just want to let you all know about some of the things I have going on and some of the stuff that's going on in my head. Nobody has a perfect life, and a lot of times I'm very private, and I just want to be more transparent about some of the things I have going on for people who are going through whatever or have their own entrepreneur journey. I just want to get some insight into some of the things I have going on that a lot of people don't know about. So right now, y'all, I'm just honestly going through it. So my stepdad recently passed away. He took care of my sisters and I after my mom died, when we were kids. And it was just horrible, and it just happened in January, and I am just exhausted and grieving and crying. And we have a situation with one of our family members. I'm going there for any family watching, who is literally stealing from my siblings' inheritance and trying to disinherit them. It's just craziness right now. On top of that, I'm still working. A lot of my family is back in Louisville. That's where my stepdad's funeral was. And, this was my sisters and I, this was our first time planning a funeral. And, doing that on top of grieving and dealing with someone else acting a fool has just been a hot mess. And after the services and everything, I came back to Chicago, back to the store, and I'm here at the storefront now. I don't know who was just calling me. Every time I'm trying to do something productive, people want to interrupt. It is nuts. But anyway, so y'all, I have so much going on in my mind because, on top of my stepfather passing away, my husband has had his own health issues here lately, which are insane because he's really strong and really healthy and he takes excellent care of himself. So it has just been, and being away from him, he's all the way in Ghana, being 6,000 miles away from him while he's having his struggles has just been a nightmare. So I'm just praying that God's will be done in his life and in my life, that God fully restores and heals him if it's in God's will. And that's just a little bit of what I have going on top of the fact that's like in my personal life. But then career-wise, as you all know, I quit my job in corporate America to do my pop-up shop full-time. And the pop-up shop I was only supposed to work, I was thinking I was going to do it 4 weekends in November, and then it turned out I ended up doing it for all of November, every single day in November, every single day in December, and also every single day in January. Now it's February. I'm going to do it the entire month of February, and I have to make a decision about whether I'm going to keep the pop-up shop or and if I'm going to stay in the mall that I'm at now, or if I'm going to go to a new mall or a street-facing store, or if I'm just going to do away with the pop-up shop altogether, just go back into corporate America or find other ways to earn income. So I guess I could go into more detail about that. I'm a lawyer by trade. I think a lot of you all already know that. I'm sure I've mentioned it in the past, but I'm a lawyer. I still have my law license. So I can always go back into corporate America. I can practice law in-house. I can go to a law firm. I can work for a government agency, like a regulator or something like that. I can go to a consultancy and be a consultant. I can start my own consultancy. But y'all, before I left my job in November of last year, the stress of that job, it's like, I feel so emotional because I'm tired, and two, it's just all this stuff in my head. Before I left my job, I was literally depressed because I had my job and I also had Sorry about my voice. I'm still hoarse, by the way. I had my job, but I also had my store. I'm keeping my online store no matter what. I should mention that. But I had my job. I also had my store. And y'all, the stress I felt, like I just cannot do it, y'all. Like in my mind, it's like a total block. I just don't want to give anyone that kind of power over me ever again for the rest of my life. I was that effing stressed. So my past job, I worked as a regulator. I worked for a federal, it wasn't really a federal agency. It's a pseudo-governmental organization because they get their authority from Congress and a government agency, okay? And basically what we would do is we would go to financial firms and regulate them. We would conduct examinations of those firms in order to ensure that they were complying with federal laws and rules surrounding investments. So basically we made sure that when you gave your money to a financial advisor, that that person was investing your money and not like, and doing what was in your best interest and not putting it into a Ponzi scheme or something ridiculous. And my workload was insane because we were working on a ton of exams at once. And so I had insane deadlines. There was always something due or a bunch of things due that oftentimes were complex and required critical analysis and writing, which I love to write. But you know, maybe sometimes my narratives were 12 pages, 15 pages. It was a lot, y'all. And I didn't have control over that workload. And my manager was determined to meet a deadline, which was 12/31. I'm trying to make sure I don't say too much, but meet a 12/31 deadline that we had at any cost, at the expense of, I'm gonna speak for myself, my mental health and well-being, my physical well-being. And it was horrible. And I used to cry about my job. Y'all, I have worked at a large law firm and I didn't sit around crying about my job. I was crying about my job. And because I was that stressed, it was like, oh my God, this is due tomorrow. I'm staying up all night to do it. It was ridiculous. And I definitely did not, while my salary was significant, it dang sure wasn't enough for the amount of stress I was enduring. And just the thought of ever being in that kind of position again, to where I am answering to someone else and they can impose that kind of stress on me and unrealistic deadlines and timelines and all that. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I pray to God I never have to do that again. It was whack as hell and I never want to do it again. And I think very highly of the organization itself. I had my first manager there was incredible. She's amazing. She's the best boss I ever had. Next to my boss in Texas, you know, she's the second best boss I ever had when I worked down in Austin. But y'all, I never want to go through that ever again. And so the thought of going back into corporate America and putting up with a lot of the crap that you deal with in corporate America, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. So one of the issues I'm having is corporate America is not all bad, right? Like I can go back and work a regular job and make a ton of money based on, you know, due to my qualifications and experience. And then I can feed that money back into my business and other things that I know I want to pursue and do in terms of, you know, from an entrepreneurship standpoint. Because there's other things I want to do outside of urbanly chic clothing and accessories, okay? And then on top of that, you know, I'm dealing with the fact that the storefront made so much money. the last quarter of 2021, last year. And so, you know, when I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to keep the store or not, that plays in my head, that I see the potential the brand has because it performed so well. And it's just that I need the right combination of factors to ensure that I continue to generate the revenue that I need to make to pay my bills and to just climb up and do the other things I want to do. And sometimes, because I have things going on in my personal life that are stressful and sad and mentally and emotionally taxing, I think that it kind of is impeding my ability to determine or discern the right moves I should be making right now. So I'm praying about it. I'm asking God to lead and guide me in my decision making, because I want to be within God's will for my life. Because I feel like if I'm in God's will, I'm gonna be straight. If I try to do my own thing and make stuff happen and all that, then I just feel like that's where I'll run into issues. And I think that God makes it plain to us what we should do when we pray and ask, and he gives us signs and so forth. I hope this video is not jumping. My sisters are messaging me. So, y'all, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have a whole lot of time to figure things out. But I'll do what I think I have to do right now. You know, because the store made so much money, it made like more than $30,000 in less than 2 months. Because it made so much money, at the end of last year, I don't feel flustered from a financial standpoint. Between the reserves I have from the money the store made, as well as my own personal savings, I'm good, okay? But I don't want to let it run all the way down, you know, before I decide to make a move or figure out what I should do next. And at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes we don't know. And I think that sometimes I deal with a lot of hate from people who don't really know me, because they look at my life based on social media or what they've thought about or whatever, and they think I don't have struggles, I don't have problems, I'm rich, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, my life is not perfect, dude. I go through stuff. I'm just private. I don't get on social media. I don't get on the internet and tell everybody about everything I have going on. And if you're somebody who does do that, who you are frequently or often putting out all your business, that's you. But I'm never going to be that way. That's never going to be me. But, you know, I do have things that I'm dealing with. And sometimes I have problems or bad things that happen. I was telling one of my sisters, and it'll be like, boom, 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 bad thing, like back to back to back, all these bad things. I'm honestly, my goal and desire is to work for myself full time. Okay? I don't want to work for another human being. The day you make $1,000, I don't know if you all know who Brittany Benton is. She owns Benton 1980, or established 1988, which is a clothing boutique. And she had an Instagram post about her business, and she said the day that she made $1,000 in a day, she knew that getting a job was not an option. That's how I feel. Okay? The day you make a stack in a day, something clicks and you're like, I have what it takes to succeed. I have what it takes to, if it is what you love and you made $1,000 in a day, you want to do what you love. Why go work for somebody else and have them impose ridiculous deadlines, stress the hell out of you to achieve their own personal or career goals, things that are going to benefit them? Why are you going to work so hard to enrich another person when I have worked harder for myself than I have for any other human being or any other organization, but I've also made more money than I've ever made working for myself. And also, if I wake up and I'm like, oh, I really just don't feel like going to the store today, it is always because I am exhausted. It is never because I do not enjoy what I do. I love coming to work, y'all. I love it. I love what I do. I love it. To me, it is a dream job, you know, to just come in, create, make things come to life, you know, encourage and uplift other people. People go through stuff, y'all. They come in here and sometimes they just need someone to talk to. They just need to vent, or just have someone hear them out, or just someone to make them feel important or heard or valuable or beautiful. And I just love that I get to do that every day. Like, that's just a dope job. So I am hoping that if it's in God's will, that I will be able to continue to work for myself full time. I have an issue where, like, I have positive affirmations on one of my mirrors at home. And I have an issue where it's like, because I'm so risk averse and I'm so afraid of failure and I'm so afraid of disappointment, I sometimes don't want to articulate or put out there what it is I want and say it with the expectation that it will happen, with the belief, with the faith that it is possible. And so I'm trying to work on that. Even telling other people what it is I hope for myself or want for myself. Sometimes I feel like people pray against what you are trying to do. They don't want to see you succeed, whatever. They take delight when you fail and all of that. But I need to move past that too, and not keep that, and not allow that to keep me from saying out loud what I want, which is I have what it takes to be a straight up boss through and through. I am smart as hell. I'm disciplined. I will outwork most people. I am driven. I'm creative. I'm artistic. I have a lot of talents and a lot of gifts, some of which I barely tap into right now. And I just feel like I have what it takes. And so I'm hoping that if it's in God's will, which I believe it is, that I'll be able to continue to work for myself full time and just do what I love to do. I want to wake up every day and love working, love my job. Okay? So, y'all, I could go on and on. I started feeling emotional at the beginning of the video. I'm so glad I didn't cry, because y'all, I will bust out crying in a second. It's crazy. So that's what I have going on. As far as YouTube is concerned, because I have all this stuff going on, it's like I'm afraid to commit to my former posting schedule, which was every Thursday and every Sunday. But I think I should do that and try to hold myself accountable, because I love creating content and videos. There's so many things I want to do. I'm just trying to stay afloat, honestly, y'all. Like, in my mind, like with the store, trying to figure out what to do, y'all. Because, like, I really want my own store, like, through, like, 100% mine, my own space, because there's some things I want to do. I don't want to give it away, but there's some things that I want to do beyond what I'm currently offering my customers. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Say a prayer for me, please, y'all. I'm going to be praying too. And may God's will be done. I will try to continue to be consistent with content. And thank you all for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for liking my videos. And thank y'all for just being so supportive. I will talk to you all soon. My next video is likely going to be about how I made $2,000, over $2,000 at my first pop-up shop ever. So I'm going to continue with the entrepreneur life videos. I think people enjoy them, but y'all know I'm gonna still give y'all some like beauty stuff, hauls and things like that. It's just I haven't really been shopping a whole lot because I'm always at work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess I could shop online more, but I'm always at work, so I'm definitely not going into stores and stuff. But maybe here soon I'll take a day off and go in store and shop somewhere like Target or Akira or something like that. So, because my haul videos, my haul videos are my most watched videos on my channel. Like my spoiling myself haul video has almost 3,000 views. I'm like, yay, you know. So that's all. I could just keep rambling. That's all. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Sorry, y'all. Oof. please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below any videos you want to see or video ideas. And I will try my best to create that type of content. Thank y'all so much. Be blessed, stay safe, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.